So we are just close to the spot. Let me show you. It was a celebration, Muslim Eid celebration on this beautiful day. And as you know, as a Muslim, I decided to look for a place where I can spend some time with my family so that my kids can at least, you know, have some good time, be happy about this very special big day. It's a special big day for Muslims, a very big one, which all Muslims do come together to have fun, to enjoy, to celebrate, to make new friends, and much more. So I brought my family since um, since I'm not in my home country. For you guys who don't really know me, I'm originally from Ghana, okay? And I moved to Brazil some decades ago. And since then, I have been to Ghana only once. I haven't been there again ever since I visited Ghana 2014. And I have been away from Ghana for a very long time. My wife is actually Brazilian, just as my kids do as well. And myself have been able to naturalize to become Brazilian some decades ago too as well. And today I just decided to share this wonderful moment with you guys so that at least you guys can at least have an idea of how I spend time with my family, especially now that we are not in Brazil, but in a different country. Sometimes all you need is, to be around your family. You understand? So I don't know about you, but I think to me, because I don't really like to talk about or I don't really like to talk about these kind of things in general, because there are people who simply maybe don't find it uh, interesting or amazing to be around family or something. And when we talk about family, there are a variety of families. We have close families, we have close relatives, you have uh, this small family thing, you and your partner and your kids, you know. So I'm talking about this type of family, the one you have like very close to you, your partner and your kids and yourself. I personally love to spend time with them because growing up, I grew up in a very different environment, and most of my time, I never spent it with. I never spent it with my father. In fact, I've never hung out with my father before. So I promised myself. I said, "This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure." Yes, to make sure I spend more time with my family, make them feel my presence and, do many interesting things with them together. So, from time to time, this is how I simply spend most of my time. So, I brought them here so that we can have some family time and also explore new places. I remember when I was coming, I thought it was going it's going to be very difficult to come across mosque, and maybe in North Carolina they don't even have maybe Muslims or something. I thought about that, but when I got here, it was totally different because I saw a lot of Asian communities, Arab communities, uh, a lot of Muslim communities, basically. So this is when I realized, okay, there is more to it, which means I can uh, simply raise my kids the way I want them to be, and it is so nice. It is so nice, to be frank with you guys. I really enjoy hanging around with my wife and my kids, and you can tell. Even in Brazil, I spend most of my time with them too as well. Even though in Brazil I have a lot of friends that I do, like hang out with and stuff like that. But I still make a very beautiful time for my wife and kids too as well, you know.
Tá estragando mais. Ele tem uma cola atrás.
Ah, ele tem cola?
Tem. Você espera. Essa aqui, ó. Esse outro pequeno aqui. Venha lá. Não. Filho, aqui. Tem muita gente. Eu sei que você quer correr, mas tem que ser perto da gente.
So, if somebody told me in the past, yeah, when I was in in Ghana, uh, that if my life is going to be a little bit different, and also I'm going to be a different person or something of this kind of sort, I think I wouldn't have believed it. Even though, uh, growing up, I've always, have this, feeling of, becoming somebody very, very, responsible, regardless of the kind of life I have, lived on the street. Yeah, I spent most of my time on the street when I was growing up due to the loss of my mom at a very early stage. And if you watch most of my videos, I have already said something a little bit about the kind of connection I had with my father. It wasn't that deep. And let me just say, he is the kind of person who was a bit reserved and also like to be with himself. You understand? And because of that, I spent most of my time growing up with my moms, and I learned a lot of things from my mom. So after I lost my mom, I started to live on my own on the street. Yes, when I talk about the street, some people might be saying, "Why did you slept on the street or something?" I didn't sleep on the street. I had a place where I can always go back to sleep. But then, um, when we talk about the street, is how you simply make the money, how you simply survive, how you simply do to keep up with life. So in case you want something, how to go about it, and all of those was strictly something I had to do it myself on the street, by joining, like some few people who do buy and sell on the street. And, when we talk about the street, a lot of things happen on the street. So, yeah, this is uh, how I had to grow up. So, I didn't expect this kind of life anytime soon because I thought it was once it's on the street, it would take so much time. But anyway, I still had a plan because when I was on the street, I still had some plans that I wanted to. I won't say plans, I would say some goals because I simply didn't want to uh, be on the street for good. I wanted to use the street to build myself up so that I can get something responsible to do. So all these that I'm saying come back to um, the kind of life I'm living today. Um, in the beginning, I was talking about how people feel, people who live here in North Carolina. I always have to specifically talk about North Carolina because I don't know about other states, even though I've been to New York, but I haven't stayed there. I haven't stayed there. I was only there due to transit and stuff like that. But then, like I said, um, I can only talk about North Carolina because this is where I live now. I see a lot of people spend time like this. Most of the time they have to organize some kind of party, some kind of community activities and stuff like that. But life is actually not like the one we have in Brazil that people independently do things, to be happy. Like you go to parks, you see individuals, chatting, having good time and stuff like that. Here, mostly you see people on the park, they are quiet, sitting down, or maybe doing some calls, or maybe, walking. And, looking at them, you see and feel like there is some kind of sadness in these people. And yeah, it's understandable. It's understandable because, like I said, before we watch movies and stuff like that, and we see people behave some kind of way in the movie, and this kind of behavior is not known where I come from. Where I come from, some certain behaviors are simply considered madness, or maybe, yeah, madness, basically. You are not going to be given name like PT, PTA, or is it post-traumatic stress? PTS, sorry, it's PTS, sorry. Yes, you are not going to get some names like that. You are not going to get anybody to say maybe you have sickness like bipolar or something. You are not going to get any, fancy name attached to maybe your behavior. You understand? The only name you are going to be given at that particular moment is he's crazy or she's crazy. And yeah, when you start getting that too, people will simply distance themselves from you, and they won't come close to you. And even the ones who come close to you are not going to be talking to you like a normal person. You understand? More like here, people are seen like, okay, if you are going through some kind of behavior, they try to understand why, and then, maybe if possible, get you some medication so that you can be taking those medication to keep you going and stuff like that. So what I can say is it's quite not easy to live in a place like North Carolina if you are the kind of person who grew up in a very agitated environment or maybe active environment where you talk to your neighbors, you know you spend most of your time outside, chatting with people and stuff like that. This kind of environment here in North Carolina is not for those kind of people, because trust me, you might go crazy if you should maybe move here and you are the kind of person who is more connected to your society where you live, talk, spend time outside, conversations and stuff like that. So um, it's just the hard reality if you are thinking about moving to some place like North Carolina, because like I said, I cannot talk about other states, New York, California, and stuff like that. Maybe they have those kind of look-alike environment where you can get in touch with neighbors, chat and stuff like that. But here, it's not like that. People are very cold here, and also due to that, a lot of people are on medication because they are going through a lot. And when you go out from your gate, you can see somebody every day alone walking, trying to, free their mind from stress and stuff like that. It is very real, very, very real. And because of that, it's very good if you have your own family where you can, be talking and then having fun together in your room or in your apartment with your family.
To see the bunny again?
We decided to buy something here because here they have variety of food. I was trying to see how to pay.
So funny enough, when I moved here, I thought I didn't have any family or relative here, but I came across my nephew. So that is my niece. I came across my niece and her kids, and I was so surprised because we haven't uh, we haven't met in a very long time. And when we moved here, I finally got to meet her. So apparently, I have a close relative here, which is my close niece. That at the early stage of my growing up, we grew up together. Yes, her mom is my cousin, and her grandmother. No, sorry, yeah, her mom is my cousin, and her grandmother is my auntie. And I used to spend most of my time with her and and her grandmother, which is my auntie. So yeah, we got split when my mom got divorced because she's my niece from my father's side. And funny enough, we met in North Carolina, and even my daughter spent some time with her. She slept there, and then they went to the mosque together. She bought her some nice things too as well. And yeah, it was interesting, to have a long time relative who you can count on and trust too as well. And yeah, she's just a wonderful person. So on this day, we met and then we spent some time together at this particular location. By the way, it was Eid celebration.
The cheese stick and the gyro. Yes, the cheese stick. And this one here, it's called gyro or gyro. It's gyro. Yes. Okay, let's go.
So, shrimp basket, then blooming onion.
All right, then add extra the gyro and the cheese stick. Okay? All right. Okay. Yes, extra. I have already. 1 second, I'm sorry. All right, no problem. What do you call it? The shrimp basket and gyro. Yeah. Okay, so extra gyro and extra shrimp basket. Start eating. It's not yours. Okay, yours is on the way. Yeah.